Can you not drive at all?
I know.
No, but do you know how?
Well, I've seen people do it. I don't...
But you don't have a license.
Go. What?
You don't have a license?
No.
OK.
You can't drink and drive, so what's the point?
Well, that's kind of...
Once upon a time in Hollywood, nearly 3 hours long, Leonardo DiCaprio attended the premiere, and by the end, his date was too old for him. So... You'll be pleased to know this is the last time I'm hosting these awards, so I don't care anymore. I'm joking. I never did. On a serious note, just looking at all the faces here reminds me of some of the great work that's been done this year by cosmetic surgeons. The next presenter is an award-winning actress with special powers. In Die Another Day, she used her powers of seduction to win over James Bond. In X-Men, she used her powers to control the elements. In Catwoman, she used the power of being able to wash herself all over. And she's the paw for behind the ear. It's brilliant. Please welcome the very clean Halle Berry. All-female remakes are the big thing. There's a female remake of Ghostbusters. There's going to be a female remake of Ocean's 11. And this is brilliant for the studios, because they get guaranteed box office results, and they don't have to spend too much money on the cast. So... Shut up, I don't care. Our next presenter is an actress who is both beautiful and talented. Born in England, she came to America and has taken Hollywood by storm. The star of the nominated movie The Danish Girl, please... It's a dude. Eddie Redmayne.
Let's see in Sweden. How
aren't foreigners funny?
So how would you advertise it? How would you sit there and munch?
If it's a Swedish advert, it would be a really weird one, wouldn't it? It would be something like, "Defend the plug." Oh, the plug. Defend the plug. Oh.
You like soups, don't you?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, so it's a cock-flavoured bouillon.
Cock flavour. Excellent. Oh, God. Slurp it up. The great taste of cock.
And now that you're older, has it occurred to you again, have you given any more thought to God and whether he might be real?
Yeah, I think about it every day.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's not.
Oh, no, but you look so calm.
I know, I had some of your heroin.
I was wondering where I put that.
Oh, look, it's a ginger Frankenstein. You know, do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
You're 65 this Thursday, aren't you?
That's correct, yes.
You can't use this till Thursday. This is official. I got you a bus pass and senior citizens.
Oh, it's a Metro card. There it is.
No, they ask me a lot of the time in the press, why don't you have children? Which is a really odd question to ask someone, why don't you have children?
Yeah.
As opposed to asking people, why do you have
Yeah.
children? Do you know what I mean? It's like...
We're on TBS.
Right, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, no, it's a growing concern.
Okay.
It's really, in 30 years, we're going to be...
What channel, what number on the dial?
Well, if it depends what medium you're using. Yeah. DirecTV would be 247.
247.
247.
Who finds it? They're definitely looking for porn if they find it.
I just feel like I'm not long for this world.
Oh, well, you're
My
fine.
my nan used to say that. My nan said that for about 20 years. She used to say, "Oh, I won't see Christmas," right?
Yeah.
She was right eventually.
Yeah,
Well, the last one.
eventually, yes. Yeah.
What constitutes the world of Ricky Gervais? When you say world tour,
Well,
because like in America we have the World Series, but it's just us fighting
Exactly.
us.
And same as Mr. Universe always comes from Earth. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, it's a fix. Yeah.
You look pumped, buffed, and cut. You are ready to go.
Thank you.
When did this happen, for God's sakes?
It's been a gradual process.
Yeah. Well, what is your goal?
Over 50 years.
Uh-huh.
Started off really small.
Yeah. And what's the matter with your voice?
I've got a sore throat.
So that's it.
How long have you had the sore throat?
Just a couple of days.
See, now I had a sore throat around the holidays.
It's all about you, isn't it? It's all about you. If we're out or something, I sort of like lag behind and get Jane by herself with no one on, and I take a picture of her and I tweet Jane with all her friends.
Yeah. So like, imagine. Here's one you tweeted of Jane. Jane thinking about making new friends.
I went, Jane, look at those crows.
But does she not know you're doing it? Does she not think, where is he? Where is he?
She sees the tweet.
Jane thought she'd made a new friend, but it was just a shadow. Which is the next one. Just found this photo of Jane when she was little. Jane is looking so happy because her new friend hasn't walked away yet.
Ricky Gervais couldn't be here tonight, so instead we're going to give this to our friend Steve Carell.
Look at his stupid face. Have you even been to see Ghost Town yet? No. I sat through Heaven Almighty. Give me my Emmy. Give me my Emmy. I'll come down there. Give me it. I'll tickle you. I don't care. I've got nothing to lose here. I'm a nobody here. Where is it? Yes, you have. Stop. Yes, you have. Yes, you have. Give me it. Give me the Emmy. Give me the Emmy. Give me the Emmy. Give me it. Give me the... Thank you. Right. Good. That's settled. These are the nominees for directing for a variety, music or comedy programme.
Really?
No, because you kept it. We worked together for a couple of days.
I know.
You're absolutely mental.
In a nice way? Yeah.
But the town in Minnesota has canceled plans to change the name of a street called Stoner Avenue. It's a weird street, and instead of saying stop, all the signs say chill, bro.
Sorry. Yeah, you're not giving them. You know, they come out, they park their cars, they've got babysitters, they haven't paid. Why would you? That'd be mental. But if I was you, I'd be going, thank you so much to these people, and giving them, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I'm not doing that.
It was shoddy. It was, I mean, you didn't write it, and that's... But do it like it's your own. Do it like you were clever enough to come up with this joke yourself, okay?
Thank God for Ricky Gervais.
The first time I ever met you was at the Golden Globes.
Yeah, you came over to...
I did. You do not remember that. There's no way you
In my defence, I was loads of people coming over, and it was crazy. I didn't think
you
we
were
going to...
standing by yourself when I came over.
Oh, wait.
Glad you came over.
People say, is there anything you shouldn't joke about? And I don't think there is. I just think it depends what the joke is. I think comedy comes from a good or a bad place. And I was just teasing them, you know.
Right.
And it wasn't a room full of wounded soldiers. These are the richest, most privileged people in the world.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Talking of all you perverts, it was a big year. It was a big year for paedophile movies. Surviving R. Kelly, Leaving Neverland, Two Popes. Shut up. Shut up. I don't care. I don't care. First joke I thought of when I said yes to host the Golden Globes, I wanted to come out and say, welcome to the Golden Globes. Why is this show like a female elephant? It too has a massive In fact, the first time I did it, people were like, why is he being nasty to all these lovely, important people? And by the fifth time, I was going, yeah, go on, give it to them.
Yeah.
These people are sick of, like, celebrities sort of virtue signaling and then telling them what to do. And, you know, it's so funny the last few years, I've seen it. I've seen the change where, you know, ordinary people were getting sick of multi-millionaires telling them to recycle when everyone knew they were flying around in you know, private jets and limos. And I think that was the peak of it, you know, with the last Golden Globes I did, where people just got sick. Why are we listening to this? Watching people with everything, you know, it's nonsense. If you do win an award tonight, don't use it as a platform to make a political speech, right? You're in no position to lecture the public about anything. You know nothing about the real world. Most of you spent less time in school than Greta Thunberg. So, if you win, right, come up, accept your little award, thank your agent and your God, and... So...
But someone must read the script before you go on.
I do it. I say I'm going to say what I want. I don't have to rehearse, and they say that's fine. But I do have to tell a lawyer it just before I go on.
Yeah. Okay. And does the lawyer make you change anything, or
no? Because I know the law.
Who's harder to manage, a group of dogs in the park, a group of children on your show, or perhaps a bunch of celebrities at the Golden Globes?
You've got to get their attention at the Golden Globes. Because they're, you know, I have to go out and say, shut up, listen. And as long as there's the threat that I could pick on one of them, then they listen. They're great, yeah. Oh, the Golden Globes, there you go. Oh, who cares? Look at them all. Look at them all. They were asking for it with their good skin and hair.
He was really around since the Golden Globes, where
you were a low profile.
Yeah, well, they attacked you, but they said that you were mean and rude, and you were surprised at that. You were surprised. Let me just read one of the things they thought was...
I am mean and rude. I'm surprised they attacked me for it, though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Let me read one thing they thought was mean, and we'll decide whether it was mean or not, okay? Referring to Sex and the City 2, you said, I was sure the Golden Globe would go to the team that airbrushed that poster.
There were a lot of big films that didn't get nominated this year. Nothing for Sex and the City 2. No, I was sure the Golden Globe for special effects would go to the team that airbrushed that poster.
A little sexist.
No, it's not. Why is it sexist?
Well, because you're saying that the girls are older and they need to be airbrushed.
No, I think they look great at their age. Why hide it?
Oh.
I don't think that you lose your sensuality or your beauty because you hit 53. I'm saying, why are they hiding it?
Oh, I see.
Okay, were you in the audience for any of Ricky's Golden Globes?
Several times. It was a little bit...
I think it cuts to you in one of them.
I think when you talk about Jeffrey Epstein, I don't know why you had to me.
You could binge watch the entire first season of Afterlife instead of watching this show. That's a show about a man who wants to kill himself because his wife dies of cancer, and it's still more fun than this, okay? Spoiler alert, season 2 is on the way, so in the end, he obviously didn't kill himself. Just like Jeffrey Epstein. Shut up. I know he's your friend, but I don't care. It's always lovely to get nominated and awarded, but if you take it too seriously, you're on a slippery slope. If you really think that, you know, you're anything special when you win an award, you just won an award, that's all. It was, you know, out of a few people, and you won the award. So what?
Yeah.
You know, it's the same as these honours lists. When I see actors and people getting, you know, MBEs and OBEs and for doing something they loved, that should go to nurses and soldiers and people who have really sacrificed all their life. Don't get me started. Don't get me started on celebrities.
This one I didn't do. Again, you'll see why I didn't do it. I was going to come up and say, this year, the awards are all about diversity. Our presenters represent all races, religions, and sexualities. Tonight, we've got Bill Cosby, Harvey Weinstein, and Kevin Spacey. And to be ultra-inclusive this year, I've asked all the presenters what their preferred pronouns are. So please welcome Hair Mel Gibson. Here's all the jokes I wrote for the Golden Globes. Some I didn't use. That one I didn't use because it's no, it's not. Here's one. Some of I didn't use because I got a couple of jokes I was saying, so I only used one. It was a joke about the Irishman. The main cast are all in their 70s. Al Pacino being the father figure at 79. Apparently he spent the entire shoot telling Joe Pesci to get his hair cut and turn his music down. Sweet. Bit lame. Not punchy enough. What else? Right, here's one that I thought wasn't quite right because he was being honoured. I sort of like Tom Hanks being awarded the Cecil B. DeMille Award for basically being the nicest man in Hollywood. No one has a bad word to say about him, and I can see why. He's such a considerate bloke. He even folds his own sheet after clan meetings, even when he's off his head on cocaine and meth. No, I don't think that would have gone down very well. Here's another one I thought I shouldn't do because she was being honoured. Ellen getting the award. Even though she's the nicest woman in America, she even felt the wrath of the social justice warriors when she was spotting cozying up to George W. One headline said, "Ellen loves Bush." We know. Well, you can see why I didn't do those jokes. Well, I'd have done them better than that. I'd have worked on them, but you know. Even on the day, on the way to the red carpet, we're in the limo, just to wind her up, I said, "Oh, I'm going to start off with a funny little one-liner, just an old-fashioned joke." She went, "Oh, what?" I said, "What did the deaf, dumb and blind orphan get for Christmas?" And Jane went, "I don't know." I said, "Cancer." I didn't do it. So you're getting offended at a joke that doesn't exist. So I'd never say that in public. So to anyone who mattered. Anyway, so don't. As it was, I didn't have to worry about offending anyone because it just happened, so. And the big controversy last time I did it was a Caitlyn Jenner joke, right? Oh, outrage on Twitter the next day. And by outrage, I mean a couple of people going, "It was transphobic." It wasn't transphobic in the slightest. It was a joke about a trans person, but the joke had nothing to do with that aspect of her existence. And that's the other thing about offence. People get offended when they mistake the subject of a joke with the actual target, and they're not necessarily the same. I'll tell you the joke. You make your own minds up. Right. So. It's live, so they go, "And now your host for the 68th Annual Golden Globe Awards, please welcome Ricky Gervais." They go, and they're all clapping, all the actors are looking up, smiling at me nervously. It's brilliant, right? So I just go, "Relax, I'm going to be nice tonight. I've changed." Not as much as Bruce Jenner, obviously. And I go, "Now Caitlyn Jenner, of course, and what a year she's had. Became a role model for trans people everywhere, bravely breaking down barriers and destroying stereotypes.
She didn't do a lot for women drivers. So that's a clever joke, and I'll tell you why, right? It's layered. No, listen, right? The subject of that joke is stereotypes. I'm playing with the notion of stereotypes, right? So I start off saying she's a real woman. Some would say a liberal, progressive attitude. Then I go, oh, if she's a real woman, I hit them with the old-fashioned reactionary stereotype. She must be a bad driver then, right? And the target of the joke is a celebrity killing someone in their car. Let's not forget that, shall we? A celebrity killing someone in their car, running home and popping on a dress. That's the target of the joke, just so we're clear, okay? She was interviewed about a week later at some press conference for a show she was launching, now cancelled. And the press were around and one of them said, what do you think of the Ricky Gervais joke? And she went, maybe I should host the Golden Globes, right? And they tweeted that, and they atted me in, because they want a celebrity feud, you know? It was clickbait, so I rose to the bait, obviously. I just sent back, let her host, just don't let her drive. Another website that was in the room, Entertainment Weekly, they tweeted a different headline, and they atted me in as well. And their headline was, Caitlyn finally breaks silence over Ricky Gervais. I just sent back, at last. She always breaks too late. Bring it on. Bring it on. But I'm a considered comedian. I like my jokes to be accurate and my targets to be fair. So I was engaging these people. I was saying, why is it transphobic? And they were saying, it's about a trans person. I said, well, that's ridiculous. That's like saying a joke about Bill Cosby is automatically racist. It depends on the joke. But I was talking to them, I'm willing to learn, and I found out my crime was that I dead-named her. Now, I'd never heard that term, you know, before a day after the Golden Globes, and that was saying her old name, and even acknowledging that she used to be a man. But she did. I saw him on the Olympic Games. It was decathlon. It was in everything. He was all over the place. Shot put and pole vault. He won a medal. He was famous. He was on telly all the time. But, you know, a big, famous man with a huge... I don't know, but I mean, I'm guessing he probably... He's a big... But I've learnt my lesson. Now, I'd never dead name her now. Now I know it's wrong. I'd never dead name her now. But, like, years ago... when, you know, she was a man. No, because years ago, I'm saying, right, and she went to the doctor, right, and knocked on the door, and the doctor went, come in. This is years ago. I'm saying, I'd never dead name her now, but this is like a flashback before anyone... Do you know what So, like, come in, and he went, hello, Bruce Jenner, because that was his name then. The doctor, you know, this was years ago, and the doctor went... Oh, I'm Bruce Jenner, you big old... How you doing, boy, you fucker? How you doing? You big old lunt. Oh, how you doing, boy? Come here, you fucker. How you doing, Brucey boy? You all right? Right? And Bruce Jenner, because that was his name, this is years ago, right? So, Bruce Jenner went, yeah, not too bad, doctor, yeah. Not too bad, right? And I said, what can I do for you, Bruce? You fucker. How you doing, boy? And Bruce Jenner went, because that was his name, Bruce Jenner went, look at that. And they went, oh, come on, Bruce Jenner, you know the rules. He uses his whole name every time for some reason, I don't know why. Come on, Bruce Jenner, you fucker, you know the rules. You can't bring your big old pole vaulting pole in here, mate, you know. And Bruce Jenner went, no, that's not my pole vaulting pole, that's my enormous penis. And I thought, oh, right, yeah, seeing as it is your penis, you can bring it in here. But you should have left your shot puts outside. And Bruce Jenner went, that was his name, for 58 years, I think. He went, no, they're not my shot puts, they're my enormous testicles. That's where I keep my testosterone and my spunk and shit, right? And the doctor went, oh, yeah, that makes perfect... I'm a medical man, and that you're
You're a big bloke. Oh, you fucker. How you doing, boy? You're a big... You're big, and you would have a big old cock and balls. They're beautiful. They're a bit familiar, isn't it? And I go, no, but you must be very proud of them, Bruce. Bruce Jenner went, oh, this is going to surprise you, Doctor. I want to get rid of them. And the doctor went, what? Why? Ah, they get in the way. Get in the way of what? Fucking driving, for one thing. So I'm engaging these people, and I'm saying, but I had to say her old name because that gets me into the joke. I say, I've changed, not as much as Bruce Jenner, and then I do the actual joke. I went, no, this is my second crime. I say, she hasn't changed, right? She's always been a woman because she's always identified as a woman, and that means she's a woman. Fine, if that's the rules, you are what you feel. If you feel you're a woman, that makes you a woman. Cool. You know, I'm not one of these bigots that think having all that done is science going too far. You know? In fact, I don't think it's going far enough. Because I've always identified as a chimp, right? Well, I am a chimp. If I say I'm a chimp, I am a chimp, you know. Pre-op, but... and don't ever dead name me. Don't ever call me Ricky Gervais again. From now on, you call me Bobo. So, I'm going to have species realignment. I'm halfway there, to be honest. I'm sort of short, with short legs and long arms. I sort of stoop like that. My back's getting hairier by the day. I've got fangs. I love nuts. Oh, I love nuts. And once, I was at the zoo, and I could tell people were looking at me, so I just started masturbating. So, I am a chimp, right? I am a chimp, if I say I'm a chimp. And so I've got to live as a chimp for a year, then have hormones, get me all nice and hairy. That'd be lovely, right? I'm going to stay a male chimp, so I can keep all that, right? A male heterosexual chimp, keep the same girlfriend. Jane will be happy. She loves me. She loves chimps, so, you know. And I reckon that's got to be easier for a man to turn into a chimp. We're so close. Than for a man to turn into a woman in many ways. You know what I mean? A bit of hair and a top lip like that, as opposed to your cock and balls ripped off and a hole gouged out into... No, I'm not a doctor, but that is the gist of it. I know which one I'd rather have done. And I'm not saying I think chimps are better than women. No way. Right? Any ladies here, right? I can't see you, but to me, every single one of you is equal to a chimp. So I'm gonna have all that done. So hairy that, right? I'll do all that. I'll do all the. I'll retain the ability to speak English, like in emergencies. If I'm talking to Jane, I'm going. She's going. What is it, Bobo? What is it, Bobo? You left the fucking oven on. There's a fire. What, are you telling me that if Caitlyn Jenner was being chased by a wolf, right, and there was a big fence, but she had a long pole, she'd revert, she'd be over that fucking easy. Of course, the word queer has changed. Again, traditionally, the word queer used to mean someone who was attracted to the same sex as themselves, a gay man. Right? Now, the word queer can mean a straight man who wants some attention. I'm all queer now. I'm right queer now. Yeah. What about your girlfriend? Yeah, she's queer and all. We're just two queers queering each other up. Suck a cock? Nah. No, didn't think so. I'm not that sort of queer. What sort of a queer are you? Dyed my hair blue. So did my grandmother, and she fucking loved cock, so... what we saying? I have no evidence for that. We never had that conversation. Well, I am woke now, and I can prove it. Here you go. I love illegal immigrants. Yeah, sue me now. Sometimes I go down to Dover for the day, right? And I look out, right? I look at... look for a boat, and I see a dinghy with about 60 of them, and I go over here, like, right? And I pull them into shore, and I go, women and children first. They go, there are no women and children. Just you lads, is it? Just, come on, lads. Come on, lads. If I go down there one day and there's no boat, I am absolutely fucking gutted. I just sort of wander into town, and I stand by the traffic lights, and I wait for a big lorry to pull up, right? And I look underneath, and there's a lad sort of clutching like that. And I go, where you headed? And he goes, Gary Lineker's house. I go, it's just down there. Words change, is my point. Like the word handicapped, right? Again, traditionally, that was the politically correct term, the all-inclusive term for cripples and shit, right? But then they went, no, we want to be disabled. They didn't want to be disabled. They said, we want to be referred to as disabled. We don't like the term handicapped anymore. Stop using it. Say disabled. And we went, OK, fine. And that's great. Just tell me the rules. In fact, I'm a stickler for the rules. Like, if I was on a beach and a woman came running up and went, help, help, my handicapped toddler's drowning, I'd go, sorry, you're what, love? What? My handicapped toddler's drowning, he can't swim. Whoa. Do you mean your disabled toddler is drowning? She'd go, yeah. I go, right. Well, let's... Oh, dead. Wasted too much time being woke, didn't I? We're just one species of narcissistic ape. And some people on social media get annoyed when I say we're apes, you know, religious types, Americans. One bloke said to me, speak for yourself, dude, I ain't no ape. And I sent back, well, you are, because we're all apes. He went, nah, what's a gorilla ever done? We've walked on the moon. I sent back, what do you mean we? You've done fuck all. You've spelt moon wrong. It's weird, isn't it, when people take credit for the sort of rest of the species, because that's what's pushed civilization forward, you know, a few geniuses along the way. Like, there's 8 billion people on this planet. Most of us do nothing. We eat shit and die. Like, if there was a meteor heading towards Earth to definitely destroy it, 4 billion people would get down on their knees and pray to their particular god, and a few hundred scientists would work out how to get Bruce Willis up there to stop it. A child born today can expect to live to about 100. And scientists said soon that'll be 120. And science also said that in the near future, there's no reason, with proper care and attention, that human beings won't regularly live to 150 years old. Which is amazing, until you remember that we get a set number of brain cells, right? Which we only lose. You can't get them back. So in the future, there's going to be 15 billion people on the planet, you know. Half of them are going to be over 100, and they're all going to have Alzheimer's. It's going to be like Dawn of the Dead. It's going to be fucking horrible. You know? My auntie died of Alzheimer's. I don't know how you die of Alzheimer's. She forgot to live. I've been looking into infant mortality rates recently. For research. It's not a fucking fetish. Like, a child born today in the UK has a percentage chance of survival of 99.8%, which is incredible. I thought, is that just the mollycoddled West? And I was putting in third world countries. And even in Africa, it's like 96.5%. In the wilds of Africa, where everything wants to fucking eat a newborn baby, babies are vulnerable enough, aren't they? In Africa, a baby can be born in a mud hut. There's a lion outside. It's covered in blood because they can't wash it. They've got no water. Oh, and it's already got AIDS. Now, by the time that joke goes on Netflix, it'll be nuanced. There'll be an underlying satirical point, I'll claim. But until then, all I've got is, baby's got AIDS. I know that it's funny. I just have to work out why. You can't always find an actor with the same disability as the person they're portraying. They're fucking actors. What if they did a biopic of Helen Keller, the deaf, dumb and blind girl? Well, what's the chances of finding a deaf, dumb and blind actress who can play that role? And if you did, you go right into the director and go, we found a deaf, dumb and blind girl. What did she say? She didn't even answer the fucking phone. Oh, don't get me started. Oh. cultural appropriation. Have you heard of that? Cultural appropriation, the latest no-no. Now, again, in my day, it was considered a good thing to swap ideas with other cultures, with other nations, to share things with other races, to assimilate. It was the opposite of racist. Now it's racist. Gwen Stefani got in trouble in her last video because she had her blonde hair in dreadlocks. People go, no, black people invented dreadlocks, you can't have them, you're white, that's racist. Jamie Oliver got in trouble when he put out authentic jerk chicken recipe. People go, no, black people invented that, you can't have it, you're white, that's racist. Now, black people, they use the N-word, don't they? We invented that. You can get sued in this country for saying someone's gay if they're not, you know, which is a homophobic law, because you can't be sued the other way around. You can't be sued for saying someone's not gay if they are, which seems unfair, doesn't it? Like, I could go up to Britain's biggest gay and go, all right, Alton, all right? And he'd love that. He'd fucking love that. If that's your game, you want to be top of the pile, so to speak, right? I go, all right, Alton. You go, yeah. I go, ha, 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 ha. You're not a gay. He go, I bloody am. They go, I'm going to sue you. I go, you can't. You can't. He go, but know that I am gay. I go, I don't believe you are. He go, well, come on with me and see the shit I do if you don't believe me. I promised you more about China, and this is an amazing statistic, okay? This is true. Look it up, right? In China, there are 10 million Chinese paedophiles. 10 million Chinese paedophiles in China, and there's not enough kids. Because they've been restricting the birth. There's all these poor pedos, and they're going, where's all the fucking kids? You know, fuck me, we're having to double up here, and I just thought of a joke then, I can't do it. It is actually too offensive. Okay, all right, I'll do it. But remember, you can't choose your own thoughts, okay? And I just had this thought, right? Chinese paedophile goes up to a little Chinese kid and he goes, do you want a puppy? And the kid goes, I'm not hungry. We're going to be the first generation that future generations are jealous of, right? Because we had it all and we're using it all up. We're using up all the fresh water. We're using up all the fossil fuel, right? Usually you look back in history and you feel sorry for it. You go, oh, how did they live like that? Oh, how did they get around? No indoor toilets. I've got 9 toilets in my house. And sometimes I just run around flushing them for a laugh. Just so that in 40 years' time, Greta Thunberg has to shit out of a window. I've got 28 radiators. I always have them on full. Then I put the aircon on full, and it sort of settles at about 20 degrees. Lovely. It's how the cat likes it. She loves it at 20 degrees, and I spoil my cat. I love cats. I love having a cat. Think about it, cats are great, but if you let them out, they bring home the most disgusting things. Last week, mine brought home a scouser with herpes. And it wasn't quite dead, so I had to get it by its legs and crack its head against the table. I played arenas around the world. Netflix bought it for a record amount. It was the most watched special of the year. I thought, everyone loves me now. Everyone loves me now. Then I got this tweet. Real tweet. Call yourself a comedian? He knows I do. Literally says the word in my Twitter bio. Call yourself a comedian? You're about as funny as... Now, I thought he was going to go for the jugular and say Miranda, or... Come on. Come on, guys. Don't... I'm joking. Right. Call yourself a comedian? You're about as funny as a fart at a baby's funeral. He was trying to hurt my feelings. But his big mistake was choosing something that would be fucking hilarious.
As if that would... A fart at a baby's funeral. Big echoey church. Everyone just silently sobbing like that. Tiny little coffin, tiny little coffin. And someone farts, you'd laugh. Even if it was your baby. You know, no. If you're at the funeral, it's been dead a week, do you know what I mean? You're probably up for a giggle. Particularly if you're the father. If you're the mother, you probably still find it hard seeing the funny side of things. But I'm a considered comedian. I like my jokes to be accurate and my targets to be fair. So I was engaging these people. I was saying, why is it transphobic? And they were saying, it's about a trans person. I said, well, that's ridiculous. That's like saying a joke about Bill Cosby is automatically racist. It depends on the joke. But I was talking to them, I'm willing to learn, and I found out my crime was that I dead named her. Now, I'd never heard that term, you know, before a day after the Golden Globes, and that was saying her old name and even acknowledging that she used to be a man. But she did. I saw him on the Olympic Games. It was decathlon. It was in everything. He was all over the place. Shot put and pole vault. He won a medal. He was famous. He was on telly all the time. But, you know, a big, famous man with a huge... I don't know, but I mean, I'm guessing he probably means a big... But I've learnt my lesson. Now, I'd never dead name her now. Now I know it's wrong. I'd never dead name her now. But, like, years ago, when, you know, she was a man... that was years ago, I'm saying, right? And she went to the doctor, right? And knocked on the door, and the doctor went, come in. This is years ago. I'm saying, I'd never dead name her now, but this is like a flashback before anyone... Do you know what So, like, come in, and he went, hello, Bruce Jenner, because that was his name then. The doctor, you know, this was years ago, and the doctor went, oh, I'm Bruce Jenner, you big old... How you doing, boy, you fucker? How you doing? You big old lunt. Oh, how you doing, man? Come here, you fucker. How you doing, Brucey boy? You all right? Right? And Bruce Jenner, because that was his name, this is years ago, right? So Bruce Jenner went, yeah, doctor. Yeah, not too bad, doctor, yeah. Not too bad, right? And so, what can I do for you, Bruce? You fucker. How you doing, boy? And Bruce Jenner went, because that was his name. Bruce Jenner went, look at that. And they went, oh, come on, Bruce Jenner, you know the rules. He uses his whole name every time for some reason, I don't know why. Come on, Bruce Jenner, you fucker, you know the rules. You can't bring your big old pole vaulting pole in here, mate, you know. And Bruce Jenner went, no, that's not my pole vaulting pole, that's my enormous penis. And they went, oh, right, yeah, seeing as your penis, you can bring it in here. But you should have left your shot puts outside. And Bruce Jenner went, that was his name, for 58 years, I think. He went, no, they're not my shot puts, they're my enormous testicles. That's where I keep my testosterone and my spunk and shit, right? And the doctor went, oh, yeah, that makes perfect, I am a medical man, and that you're a big bloke. Oh, you fucker. How you doing, boy? You're a big... You're big, and you would have a big old cock and balls. They're beautiful. They're a bit familiar, isn't it? And I go, no, but you must be very proud of them, Bruce. Bruce Jenner went, oh, this is going to surprise you, doctor. I want to get rid of them. And the doctor went, what? Why? Oh, they get in the way. Get in the way of what? Fucking driving, for one thing. There's no reincarnation, no ghost, no heaven, I believe. People can't get over that.
People quiz me on Twitter when they find out I'm an atheist. They go, what, you don't believe in God at all? I go, no. Do you pray? I go, no. They go, why don't you pray just in case there's a God? And I say, why do you put garlic over your door just in case there's a Dracula, right? And I've got no problem with praying, you know. I know loads of nice Christians and Muslims and Jews, and if one of my family is very ill, they always say, oh, I'll pray for them. And I always say, oh, thanks very much, because it's a nice gesture. If they said, oh, we also cancelled the chemotherapy, I go, don't do that, don't do that. Pray, fill your boots, son, but let's do the praying and the chemotherapy, shall we? Because that's the same result as just the chemotherapy. So let's definitely keep that one, shall we? I got in trouble talking about praying on Twitter once. Do you remember a few years ago that terrible disaster in Oklahoma, the hurricane? People lost their lives and their livelihood, and I donated to the Red Cross, and I tweeted about it with a link saying you can donate here too, trying to help them with their drive. And one of those sort of frivolous entertainment magazines from America, their account tweeted this thing. It really annoyed me. They tweeted, Beyonce and Rihanna send prayers to Oklahoma. And I tweeted back going, oh, I feel like a cunt, I only sent money. Someone tweeted me once, would you come to the bedside of a dying child and tell them there's no heaven? I tweeted back, is it a paid gig? I prefer dogs, obviously. Dogs are better people than people, aren't they? They're amazing dogs. They're our best friends, they guard us, they guide us. There's medical detection dogs that can smell if you've got, like, AIDS. I'm not a doctor, but their noses are like 1,000 times more sensitive than ours, so they sort of go, poor, you're well HIV, fuck, you know that. And you go, you can smell AIDS on someone. Yeah. Then why didn't you smell it on the bloke I brought home last night then, you fucking idiot? They did the first 3 billion years by themselves, evolution and all that. And then we got involved and we did a bit of selective breeding, you know, getting them how we wanted them to do jobs for us, you know, a bit more of that, a bit stronger, faster, whatever. And they're great at the jobs they're bred to do, and they love the job they're bred to do because they're genetically hardwired to love that behaviour anyway. Although the Rhodesian Ridgeback was bred to hunt lions, and I can't help but think that was a little bit of a shock to it when it found out. So we've done all the breeding, all the different pedigrees, all thousands of miles around, a big passing out parade. There's a bloke in a square with a white coat and a clipboard, and he goes, right, dogs. And they all go, what? Who wants to know what jobs they've got? We all do. Right. Okay, Labradors. Yeah? Do you like carefully bringing back dead ducks? Yeah. That's your job. Amazing. That is amazing. That is my favourite job. That is my favourite job. Jack Russells. Yeah. Do you like shooting down rabbit holes after... Yeah. That's your job. Fucking hell. Best day ever. Best day ever. Miniature poodles. Yeah. Do you like being carried around by elderly homosexuals? Yeah. That's your job. That's your job. Ridgebacks. Yo. You're hunting lions. What? You're hunting lions. Fuck off. Yeah, you are. No, we're not. Lions? We get fucking mashed. Why can't the Rottweilers hunt lions? They're shaking babies. Good boy. Good boy. You shake that baby if you want. Good boy.
Hello and welcome to The One Show with Matt Baker.
And Alex Jones. Now, tonight's guest shot to fame when he humiliated Mackenzie Crook in The Office.
Went on to ridicule George Michael in Extras.
And thought nothing of insulting half of Hollywood at the Golden Globes.
But for some reason, the stars keep coming back for more.
Do you have any idea who my leading lady is on this film?
In the Tim Burton film?
Yeah.
Helena Bonham Carter?
How'd you know?
Stab in the dark.
She thinks you're an idiot. Sorry, have I done something to offend you? What do you mean, like trashing me in front of like 200 million people at the Golden Globes?
It's Ricky Gervais.
It's that classic line in there, have I done something to offend you? Which basically, I mean, do you ever worry that you are offending those that you really like?
No, because I know I am.
Yeah.
It's guaranteed I'm going to offend someone. But just because, you know, you're offended doesn't mean you're right, does it? I mean, I think that goes to show that he wasn't offended. This is the funny thing.
Well, he turned up to do the show, didn't he?
People are saying, that's part of the reason I got him in it, because everyone's going, oh, Johnny Depp was so offended. No, he wasn't. I called him up and he went, it was funny, it was great. You know, I get this once a week. Someone saying that I've offended someone else, usually. It's always someone offended on someone else's behalf, you know? And it's ridiculous. Of course he's not offended. He's the richest, most handsome man in the world. Why is he going to care about a fat bloke from Reading not liking the tourist?
Well, we'll be talking more about the new show and the big stars that are in it a little bit later on.
Yeah. But first, Simon Boseman is in a sleepy...
Aren't he going past Alston? A very remote area on the rickshaw?
On my rickshaw, I am, yes. As we
good
were
luck.
saying, it's so high, so remote, they expect snowplows. I don't know if I'll have a snowplow on the
You'll be all right.
Yeah, it's going to be high. Anyway, thanks, Simon, for that. Ricky, are you into community spirit? Are you big on that?
As long as they leave me alone, yeah. They can't get past the gates and the lasers and the dogs. I've got shutters on the windows. I often hide, pretending I'm out if someone comes to the door. But yeah, I say, yeah, get on with it.
Okay.
Brilliant. Good luck, everyone. Good luck, everyone.
There's an image of you in waders cleaning out the local pond in the park, but maybe not.
That won't happen.
That will never happen.
Oh, you know, I'd do anything to do with nature, yeah. I'd get involved. I love stuff to do with wildlife and nature.
Okay.
It's just talking to anyone else that I don't like.
Fair enough.
Love animals. It's the people that annoy me.
people.
Yeah.
Well, earlier on, we saw a clip of Johnny Depp in your new series, Life's Too Short. Tell us a bit about that.
It's a fake documentary about a return to the fake documentary format, rather like The Office, but it's moved on because documentaries have moved on. I suppose The Office reflected those quaint docu-soaps of the 90s with normal people being famous, like David Brent. But modern documentaries, reality shows, they're much more about C and D-list celebrities living their life like an open wound. And it's more like that. Do you know what I mean? It's like the fictional Warwick Davis. You know, it's a complete character. It's nothing like real Warwick Davis. In real life, Warwick is a great actor. He's brilliant. He's lovely. He's so rounded. I've never heard him complain about it. He's just great. In this, he's manipulative. He's got a chip on his shoulder. It's not half an hour of height gags. It's nothing to do with that. It's more that he's got small man complex. So it's about him being angry with the world. And, you know, he exploits other dwarves. He runs an agency in this. He takes all the acting jobs for himself, but he rents those out as bowling balls and things. So it's about that, really.
Well, we've got a moment from the first episode where he comes to see you and Stephen Merchant as well. And it's lovely. He has to charm a member of the public because he can't quite reach the intercom.
I've never seen you, bruv. What films have you been in?
Have you seen Return of the Jedi?
Who was you in that?
It was an Ewok.
Those little bears?
Not little bears.
Bruv, they're little bears.
Right, have you seen Willow?
No.
Look, just press the buzzer, please. Look at that. Comedy legends there. Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant. Little mates, aren't we? Always popping round for a chat.
You are always popping round, yeah. I thought we made the buzzer high enough, but...
No, now I've got to pass a by to press it.
Pass a by. We didn't think of everything.
Would see it as a bit un-PC. I mean, especially a hilarious bit when Warwick falls out the car. But how do you keep it on the right side?
I don't know what this is of this. It's un-PC. Well, they're already saying that, and I haven't seen it. They straight away assume it's going to be offensive because there's a dwarf involved. Well, that's their problem. That's their prejudice. They're assuming it's going to be cruel. I mean, and nothing can be further from the truth, as I say. But I don't know. There's no harm can come of discussing taboo subjects. That's why they're a problem with them, because they're taboo. If you talk about stuff intelligently, then I think problem is some people always confuse the target of a joke with the subject of a joke. You can talk about anything. You can talk about race, disability, as long as you know what you're doing with it.
Yeah.
People are always going to be offended.
Yeah.
They're always
Speaking of
going to
which,
be offended, and there's nothing you can do about that.
No.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
and on that point as well, I mean, you recently offended quite a few people with disabilities on
recently,
which
always.
you apologise.
I offend someone once a week, but you've got to just carry on with what you're doing. I look at it in a quite Darwinian framework. You do what you do, and you either survive or you don't. I think if you keep trying to please everyone, you won't do anything. Nothing will be said, because some people are offended by equality. Some people are offended by abortion. I'm not. I'm offended by those people. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So, at least watch it first. You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
And then, and if you don't like it, don't watch it again. Don't write me a letter. No one's listening.
But you're not afraid of laughing at yourself either, because recently...
But very often I am the butt of the joke.
Yeah.
It's my stupidity, it's me getting stuff wrong. You know?
Exactly. I mean, Curb Your Enthusiasm is a good example of that.
Of course, that's it's your only deal in excruciating social faux pas and that, and sort of taboo subject. And that's what's funny, because it's usually about our middle-class angst. It's usually about our fear. Warwick, when he talks to people, he knows they're trying to avoid using the word little or small in just normal conversation. And he finds it hilarious. He wants to go to them, chill out. Yeah. It's all right, you know.
Yeah.
Well, let's just have a little look at you in action in that clip. This is you with Larry David. Go.
Thanks so much for coming. Oh my God, I can't believe this. Signed. The funniest show in the history of television.
It was
I
funny.
love this show.
I wouldn't call it the funniest show in the history of television.
I would laugh. This show was hilarious.
No doubt about it.
I
Funny
mean,
show.
hilarious.
History of television?
Seinfeld, lovely show.
Well, thank you. It was good. It was good, yeah.
Oh, no, I love broad comedy.
Yeah.
I will treasure this, Ricky.
I like the laugh track on it.
So happy he's
reminds
here.
you when to
So
laugh.
excited.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't do one.
But actually, it's a very funny show.
Thank
It's just odd to just show up with your own DVD.
Yeah.
I've never heard of somebody who's in something and then showing up with it.
You've never heard of that?
No. It's an odd thing.
A war with words. Didn't take you long to try and turn the tables on there, but...
All improv.
Yeah.
All
What's
ad lib. All ad lib.
Really?
Yeah. You just go with it and you film it a few times, and it was great doing that. Not only is he a bit of a hero of mine, I think probably the most important person working in comedy today, but he ruins as many takes as I do. Yeah. We were just both laughing. When I was like, okay, stop. Honestly, it's great. One of the highlights of my career. Such a pleasure. And when you go out with dinner, to dinner with Larry David, it's like a 2-hour episode of Curb for free. It's just he's great. I can't get enough of him.
Yeah, well, many people may not have heard of Slough until Ricky here put it on the map with The Office, but 60 years ago this week, Berkshire earned its stripes when it became home to the very first zebra crossing.
Now, when I'm at home, I watch hours and hours of Discovery Channel and History Channel. Hours, Discovery Channel, History Channel. Ask me anything about sharks and Nazis. Round of applause there for... They're not as bad as a lot of people make out. Sharks, I mean. Nazis, awful. Sharks, brilliant. Amazing creature, okay? It can hone in on a floundering fish, right? Through the vibrations that it picks up through electrical impulses, through sensors in its flank. It doesn't need its eyes, but contrary to popular belief, their eyes are very good, okay? But it can smell and taste the slightest human secretion of blood and sweat, 1 part in a billion from a mile away. A shark would have found Anne Frank like that. Nazis, rubbish. I've been to her house. It's tiny. Every day they went in. Okay, let's move on. Sarge, can we look upstairs today? No, there's no one down here. Move on. Sarge, what's that tapping? She had time to write a book, for Christ's sake. Well, it ends a bit abruptly and no sequel. Lazy. No, but... Not a traditional subject for comedy, the old Holocaust. But I will say something about the Holocaust, and I'm sticking my neck out here, but in my opinion, I blame Adolf Hitler. He was the ringleader. Old Adolf. That name's died out, hasn't it? He killed that dead, didn't he? No one's calling their kid Adolf nowadays. No little Adolfs going to school. Loads of Brads and Angelinas, but no... Look, you don't hear the teacher doing the register. Brad here, Angelina here, Adolf here. I do that quick so no one can take a picture of me doing that. No, but people make excuses for him. People say, oh, he was stupid, he was easily led, he didn't mean that. What do you mean he didn't mean that? They say, oh no, he was influenced by the political philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche, right? Because Nietzsche wrote this paper talking about a Superman. He said, not all men are born equal. And Hitler misinterpreted this and went way too far with it. And think of that. You're a great scholar, you've done this work, and you get a call from the Führer. And the Führer goes, all right, Nietzsche. Yes. Yeah, good, what do you want? He goes, just read your book. What do you think? Love it. Love all that, man and Superman, not everyone's equal, kill all the Jews. Sorry? Not everyone's equal, so kill all the Jews. I didn't like that. I read between the lines. I didn't mean that. That's terrible. You haven't been killing... You haven't been killing Jewish people, have you? What? Have you been killing Jewish people? Yeah. A few. How many? 6 million. 6 million? That's all, I won't do any more. Leave it at 6. That's terrible, I won't do any more. Stay for dinner? Well, I will, but be careful in future. I will. Are you writing any other books? Well, I am, but I'm scared to tell you about it. I won't do anything. What's your new book called? My new book is called The Gypsies. Do we need them, Mum? Cheers. No, don't applaud that. We shouldn't talk about such things. It's not like we're in peace times now, is it? There's a little thing going on in a country called Iraq, which is not my favourite war. My favourite war is... oh, so many. They're good for different reasons. Falklands. That's probably the Falklands, because we won that one, and it was great. It was against Argentina. Yeah, weird. We're going to war with Argentina. All right, okay, fair enough. Yeah. But the reason it's my favourite war is that it was a range war, and what that means is the Argentine guns could fire 9 kilometres. The British guns could fire 17 kilometres. So we just parked our ships 10 kilometres away, and theirs were falling into the sea, and we were shelling the shit out of them. It's the war equivalent of holding a midget at arm's length. And he's flayed it, and you're just kicking him in the bollocks like that. Vietnam, best soundtrack. Second World War, best ending. That had to be the end. That was a great finale. You couldn't follow that, could you? People are worried about that. They go, oh, atomic energy. Oh, it's bad. The effects are still being felt today. But, oh, it ended a war. And that's good. And it was discovered by Einstein. And he's a genius. And in his 1903 paper, he said that light could be described as discrete bundles of energies that when irradiated onto an unstable... What maniac thinks like that? Really? I'm not a doctor, but I think that's what turned Stephen Hawking's mad, too much thinking. Do you know what I mean? The universe is expanding. Of course it is, Stephen. Yeah, of course it is, yeah. Jeez. Take a day off, go for a walk. Not a walk, but I mean, no. Open a window. Watch a bit of TV. Robot Wars is on. You love that, don't you? Greatest mind on the planet. People say, oh, we shouldn't have a go at Stephen Hawking. Oh, he's a genius. He's not a genius, he's pretentious. Born in Oxford and talks with that fake American accent. How is that applicable to 5-year-olds? I have never worked out the moral to Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. All I can think is, don't sit on a wall if you're an egg. But again, how is that applicable to a 5-year-old human? I mean, you tell that to a group of 5, oh, so don't sit on a wall if you're an egg. Oh, well, what do you mean if I'm an egg? I'm not an egg. It doesn't make sense. If I'm none of us are eggs. If there was an egg there, it wouldn't make sense. Because you go to the egg, don't sit on a wall. You go, I'm an egg, I can't eat, I've got nothing. I've got no ears, no eyes, I don't know what the fuck. What? Don't sit on a wall. I can't fucking hear, I've got nothing. I'm in nothingness. I can't fucking climb walls for a start, so... Don't send horses to perform medical procedures. Of course they couldn't put him together again. They've got no dexterity whatsoever. They can't sew to save their life. They've got no thumbs, let alone opposable thumbs. Don't send a horse. It's delicate. An egg? We've got a cracked egg. Should we send a horse? Definitely not. Have you got a doctor or someone who works for Fabergé? Don't. We've got like a half-a-ton creature with no fingers. Don't send that. Got a four-legged thing with like that. No chance. They can't. Couldn't put on. They couldn't scrub up. They can't. Imagine there's an egg, delicate egg. Horse comes over. Fucked. It couldn't. They wouldn't even think of. Fucked. That's it. They wouldn't even see it. They go over there. What? Fucked. That's it. Wouldn't even. You couldn't explain it to it. Don't send. It's ridiculous. If I had to design the perfect egg-crushing device, it would be a hoof. I need this. As a cracked egg, I need it crushing completely. Hoof. The hoof's great. Don't send a. Doesn't matter whether they're the king's horses or not. Certainly don't send all of them. That's going to be chaos. If there was one horse with a little bit of nous, he did like 1 year before he got kicked out of Harvard. I know the rudimentaries. They all fuck it. For fuck's sake. No lads, don't. They're fucking all over it. Fucked. It's definitely fucked now. What if we'd have invaded by France that day? And bloke comes running up the hill and goes, are you in charge of all the king's horses? All the king's men? Yep. French are coming. What? The French are coming. Where are all the king's horses? I sent them to mend an egg. You dopey cunt. What do you mean you sent them to mend a fucking egg? If your surname is Dumpty, don't call your firstborn Humpty. What sort of a stigma is that? For a kid that's already an egg? Could have the piss ripped out of him. I bet he jumped off the wall.
Hello, mình xin chào tất cả các bạn đã quay trở lại với kênh YouTube của mình trong buổi sáng ngày hôm nay. Xin cảm ơn các bạn đã dành thời gian theo dõi. Xin cảm ơn các bạn. Và trong video lần này mình cũng muốn giới thiệu với các bạn một sản phẩm treo tường mà mình đang cầm sẵn ở trên tay đây, giới thiệu các bạn. đó chính là một sản phẩm mà các bạn hay sử dụng để trang trí cũng như phong thủy ở trong gia đình. Đó chính là một cái các bạn treo trên tường. Đấy. Ví dụ như các bạn treo những chú tễu hay là những cái đốc nịch rất chi là đẹp với một cái bức ảnh mà mình đang cầm trên tay đây để treo tường. Giới thiệu với các bạn, đây là nguyên liệu thì được làm 100% bằng giấy cát tông và giấy ép, cho nên là rất chi là chắc, rất chi là bền và cứng. Giới thiệu các bạn. Và trên nền của các bạn đang nhìn thấy đây, trên nền là được làm bằng mút đỏ các bạn nhé, để tô lên những cái màu sắc của một bức tranh rất chi là nổi bật. Và đường kính của một chiếc bức tranh để cho tường này thì có đường kính là 50 phân các bạn nhé. Tổng đường kính từ bên này sang bên này là 50 phân, được làm bằng hình tròn các bạn nhé. Và các bạn cũng quan sát đây, nền thì được làm bằng mút đỏ, và xung quanh của cái bức tranh này thì lại được làm bằng đồng các bạn nhé. Được đồng rất chi là đẹp. Và các bạn cũng quan sát đây, trên hình biểu tượng là cũng có một chiếc quạt mà rất chi là thẩm mỹ và sắc nét. Như các bạn cũng nhìn thấy đây, đầu tiên đó là một cái vòng bán nguyệt cũng như là cái vòng tròn của một chiếc giải quạt vậy, các bạn thấy không? Và đã được thiết kế thành 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 9 cái xương nan để giống như một chiếc quạt nan. Đấy, nếu mà chúng ta mà treo chú tễu ở đây thì nó đã có một chiếc quạt nan. Đấy, đi với một chiếc quạt nan rất chi là đẹp, có phải không? Và dưới cái chiếc quạt nan này chúng ta quan sát, đó chính là những cái chiếc đèn lồng. Đấy, để tô những cái sắc nét cũng như là thẩm mỹ của một bức tranh. Đấy, rất nét. Và đây mỗi một cái lồng đèn chúng ta đếm từ đây 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Đấy, 6 đường vòng cung của mỗi một chiếc lồng đèn này. Đấy, và hai quả tổng là 12 chiếc vòng cung để tạo nên cái độ vòng tròn để chúng ta làm cái đèn đồng rất chi là đẹp. Các bạn quan sát trong video các bạn ạ. Đấy. Và dưới của những cái chiếc đèn đồng này, bức tranh này thì các bạn quan sát không? Đấy, đó là những cái ô màu tròn. Đấy, 3 ô tròn. Đấy, được mạ vàng đồng. Đấy, đồng vàng nói cho các bạn nhé. Nhìn so với nền màu đỏ là rất chi là nổi bật hẳn lên để cho cái bức tranh các bạn